Just
Big.
pop up like new. Oh,
Ain't that happen?
Like new.
Yeah, like I try to be doing like, ain't that happen? Nigga, what you need? Like, what's up? Yep.
Like, okay.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty.
You'd be like, okay. Look,
Like-
okay.
Like, everything okay? You don't even know what to say.
No.
Cause you like, damn.
That's what Thyra said. She don't know. Oh, I'm not.
You
She
good?
don't know if to hug her, kiss her, or smack her ass.
Both.
Right. Just smack her and hug her, kiss her. Right. Oh.
You gotta do both. You gotta do both.
So that's why shit, when she do come around, we'll be happy to see her motherfucking ass.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
You know my crazy brother, I'd be happy to talk to him.
I do not blame you. We're gonna have a little conversation this morning. It's been an amazing day. Had a great workout this morning with my Empress. Talked to some people, say some lies. But like I say, sometimes our brothers and sisters just don't listen. Sometimes we pay for what? The lack of. And we just have to be honest. So I'm just sending this email. We're going to get started. Give me a second, family. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Find my charger to these headphones. I'm gonna get into the good. Somebody find them.
But yeah, man. When I say we are our worst enemies. We are our worst enemies. And I say fake gurus hide behind religion. And you can see that across the board with the conscious community, with the so-called Black Wall Street, with the so-called, my man, no disrespect, Jay Morrison, to Boyce Watkins, to that brother Polite when they were saying they can nationalize you, with all these brothers saying that they got this paperwork to this and they can do this, all is fake. Even the Muslim dudes, the ex-dude that said they got the 400 acres with some never farms, whatever, where it's at? And that's what I be asking people, why we can't talk about this? And we talk about the white man and devil. The white man ain't no devil, just a person. We are our worst enemies. Come on, let's talk. And I ain't seen nan white man get on social media and come up with this, oh, I got this land. I ain't seen nan white man, European Albion Trinidad, come on there and say, hey, I got this piece of paper, and hey, sign this and sign this, and you can get this. I ain't seen that. I seen all NIGGAs that hide behind religion. And then these brothers be saying they educated, and then one of their brothers come with the scam stuff. You don't see it? It's a group. It's called Payola. Pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme. Somebody talk to me. And then they hide behind the church or Islam. And then the scam pastor get with the scam dudes and they bring that stuff to the church. And these people talk about they finna preach and they go up there like it's a PowerPoint presentation trying to sell you houses and real estate. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, y'all. We are worst enemies. We got time today. We got time today. Even in the Moorish community, especially our empresses. I mean, y'all got to be, and I'm not speaking about a specific, I'm saying in general, if you got to be retarded or retarded to believe, to think what these Negroes saying that they some consulate general of Morocco and you can file some paperwork out and you got some special law that you don't got to abide by to everybody else in the world. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy if somebody on the internet that you met, you talking about you done claim your nationality with a nigger, excuse my candor, and how somebody on the internet can nationalize you or denationalize you. That'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And doing so-called COVID, this when this shit got popular. How? With that conscious community shit. Excuse my candor. When y'all heard the brother, that's the phone. When y'all heard that brother Polite on there and that conscious community stuff, y'all know how that go with that Sarnetta show. And that dude Polite was saying he can nationalize you, and everybody was going through it. And Polite was a student from Dr. York. This is what I be telling y'all, the cap and the joke. These people don't be believing nothing they saying. It's all a play. Polite was part of Dr. York. He got all the tablets. It's all a joke. It's all editing and cutting. This is what I be telling y'all. It's a game. And people don't be wanting to say nothing about it. And then all these people that's so smart, why they end up going to jail? Why these people end up running the church, and then the pastors act like they don't know, and then they only talking to their own people. It's a scam, and then some of these pastors be caught up in the same scams. They all know each other. If you pull up old videos, Jay Morrison and all the dudes that be talking that house stuff from Theo 500 and all that, you know, these narcissistic people in a negative way, they'll tell on everybody. They got it all from me. They got it all from me. They all were my students. There you have it right there. I told y'all, wolves travel in packs, and y'all don't listen. Because y'all caught up in some pagan stuff. Just like the biblical days, what? Praising the man instead of the wisdom. I'll be telling y'all to learn something and educate yourself and come learn. And then challenge these clowns. So we praising pagans. We praising individuals with false wisdom. It's crazy. That's pagan. That's like you praising an athlete. If the science is off, if the wisdom is off, you can't praise the individual. Why? Because what you're promulgating is false. Now the question is, are you sincere, or are you sincerely wrong, or did you what? Program this. And you already knew you was lying when you came in, premeditated. And you bring it to your community because you think your own people stupid. See, I don't waste my breath talking about the white man and devil, because the white man ain't no devil. It's just an individual born from their mama. That's all that is. I ain't putting no European to the same power as no Saint Lucifer. You got to be joking. We are our worst enemies, and they run through the church. Tell me I'm lying. Come on, man. We got time today. People be always having so much to say, but they don't say that when I be talking. Okay. Negroes always got something to say on something. I said, well, did you invest? What's popping with your money? Always the testimony. Always want to say a comment on something, and ain't been around to know it's all fake. I'm from a city called Flint, Michigan. I ain't on nobody's side. I had a homie I went to school with that was part of that Ponzi pyramid scheme stuff. My empress right here today. I just don't be saying these Negroes' names because they be butthurt because they don't be, when they in the city of Flint, their heads be tucked. Then they write books. I can show you how to make money sitting at home on your rusty dusty and become wealthy. You a lie, there ain't no truth in you. No person that's successful is gonna write no book to show you how to make the money they did. Why? That'll flood the market. No person that's really been successful on the stock market wrote no book to show you what to invest in, what they invest in. They'll speak in general. Warren Buffett speak in general. Warren Buffett don't have no students. Show me any of Warren Buffett's students that they can say Warren Buffett sat him down and taught him these classes except how to invest, except maybe his family. Think about this. And then if you're really successful, you ain't just going to be wearing designer and no rental and no damn Lamborghini every day, riding up and down the street talking. And clothes is clothes. But what I'm saying, we are worst enemy. Look how many people that got caught up in these scams. And these people that say, buy my program. So if you rich, I'm not finna try to scam nobody for no couple dollars each month. That's what? That's your hustle. It's a pyramid and a Ponzi scheme. Come on, man. Like, come on, brothers and sisters. Y'all gotta really, come on now. Pull up JT pocket watchers. And then everybody was mad at JT. And like I'm saying, how can y'all be mad at JT? Y'all the one putting this out here in the real world. Anything you put out in the internet, you can use it for what? It's a copyright law. And if it's fake, then you can't. If it's fake, then yeah, you could probably say defamation of character. But if it ain't fake, which it's not, you can't sue nothing. I don't give a damn if you finna write some letter of desist. So, it's fake. If it's true, you can't tell nobody to stop talking about nothing if you fake. And if what you've been doing has been proven, and the people you've been connected to, if the people you've been connected to is the Ponzi scheme and the pyramid scheme, and it ain't even registered on the SEC, and it's been proven a pyramid and a Ponzi scheme, and you part of it, you promoting it, or these people paying you as payola, then you fake too. And then if you made videos, a plethora of videos, and left it out there for the algorithm, once you put stuff out there on Facebook, it's there. I don't care if you delete it. I have it all. JT on Pocket Watchers have it all too. And all these people made all these videos to think you were stupid. Just like with that Black Wall Street. All them people, those brothers in those so-called conscious community, they came together to do what? Scam their own people. All these people with these fictitious names, Like, no disrespect. I'm just calling it how I see it. That the dude, Billy Carson, he ain't even graduated from Harvard. But he said he graduated, he got a degree from Harvard. Dude, you stole somebody's identity. You ain't that Billy, the real Bill Carson that graduated from Harvard, the successful multimillionaire entrepreneur brother that I know, that I'm familiar with. Because that's the only Billy Carson that I know graduated from Harvard. That's what I be saying, man. It be stupid. This is what I be saying. The stuff be stupid, and we can't talk about this. And people want to throw you off and with words, well, the white man, the devil. Man, get out of my face with that. Get out of my face with that, old. Get out of my face with that. And then you had the one Muslim brother that was running around, the young brother. Peace be to everybody. But when you make videos and put it out there, oh, we can't talk about it. Yes, we can. What a never land. The 400 acres that them people did the video and they had some pole barns they probably got from a Home Depot, whatever, and they did a ribbon cutting with the hard hats. You can't get mad at me for saying that. You put the stuff out there. So what are 400 acres? You can't be mad at me. If I can show you a video, YouTube, of the same brother I'm talking about, and then the singer Tank with some goofy nigga, excuse my candor, from Nigeria with a green screen background, they done bought some graduation caps and rolled off Amazon and get on there and talk about you got to do a master's degree in Christian history and business. And I'm like, well, if you do, then there should be some things that's familiar with what I'm saying. Why? Because I have those degrees. And I have master's degrees. So clearly it's cap. And so why do people do that? Make lies and try to be inferior or something. You done made all this stuff up. What university is it? It ain't one. It ain't one. It's just like that Master P and them, that ICDC college mess back in the day. It probably ain't even like that. But where the university at? You probably can't even find it. These people be best making up stuff and then they keep making videos. I'm like, no, man. Like, come on, this stuff is fake. All across the board. It's just like people say they was gonna build schools and all this. And then somebody sending me videos of somebody talk about, yeah, now brother talk about PayPal froze this account. Yeah, PayPal froze my account too. So what? I got a real bank account. And if you're smart, why you gonna leave all your money in cash? So if you getting hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, whatever, through Cash App, you just leaving the money on Cash App, retardo, fardos, whoever doing that? So if you get money on Cash App with a line of money and it come in and you just leave your money on Cash App, you don't go get your money. So Cash App is your main account and PayPal is your main account. You should have it connected to your bank account. So when money come in, you just hit a button, doop, and it go to your account. Because PayPal or Cash App can't close your freaking bank account. How? They don't have no connection. This is the stupid stuff. That's why I be telling us, like, we are our own worst enemy. And they hide behind what? Religion. Just like when the brother was talking all this, and the brother, no disrespect, how can all these educated people that say they got PhDs like Boyce Watkins and all them, and then get caught up with a brother that brag he went to prison and all this? How you get caught up in a scam or whatever like that, and you so intelligent? This is what I be asking people. How? Unless you part of the shiggity. You got to be part of the shiggity. Because if you brag, I got a PhD and I teach this and I've written all these books, how can you get caught up in the damn Ponzi pyramid scheme with a street nigga? Because that's what they profess. That's what the individual profess. How can you get caught up in that unless you with the shiggity? How can you? How can you? I wait. You're so smart. Got PhD. I teach university. I know. I should know the language. So clearly, I don't know a damn thing I'm talking about, and I'm with the shiggity, and I'm playing a game. I'm on both sides. How? Because I just showed you. I just showed you. And then if you're so smart and all that, and then which these people profess, you can't be that smart if you got hustle. See? So when brothers come with that cliche stuff to me, the white man, the devil, and I say current life, I say, well, let me look back in retrospect. Currently, like, I ain't seen nothing. Ain't no European white man got no power that's doing nothing to us. It's all of us that scammed each other. Just like in Flint, Michigan the other day, I see all on social media. It was a club where everybody hang at. They say the club haven't been open. All the little young people out there chilling, hanging, boom. I think it said 2 people got killed or something. So clearly, who's doing it? Who's doing the killing in the city of Flint? Who on the internet talking about each other, want to kill each other over religion, over a color, over rap words? Who's on the internet hustling their own people for dollars, hiding behind religion? Who? Your own people. Who on the internet acting a damn fool? Your own people. It ain't nobody else. It ain't nobody else on the internet acting a fool but our own people. Why? Because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's why. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry to be a fool, to be a young fool and an old fool. Where? On the internet. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's the algorithm. If I was saying some of the outlandish, craziest stuff, acting a fool, acting like the brother Charleston White, I'm just keeping it 100. Oh, I have 1 million views. Somebody even told me that one day. It was like, Sheik, if you be saying, if you started just saying some crazy stuff, and then you would have 1 million views. I said, I ain't doing this for that. I ain't doing this for that. I'm gonna do it the right way. I don't gotta act no fool or act crazy for no stupid views or for no instrument to give me some. The people control what I'm doing. That's why I say we are worst enemies. And a lot of our people have been sat down with certain individuals to show you how to come in the community and scam you. It's almost like Scientology reversed. All these people have been trained to hustle you. It's almost like one of these books one of the Europeans wrote called The Influencer. You know, and it's a mind. It's just a Jedi mind trick. You know, it's a Jedi mind trick, and it's gonna just continue to go over and over and over. It was a movie, a short film. I have to find the name of it, of a European guy, a white guy, Albion guy, Trilogite guy, whatever you want to call it, and he showed how he didn't believe in no Bible or nothing, and he showed how he was gonna go around the world and hustle the people on being a preacher. It was crazy. This was a real documentary. He documented everything he said he was going to do, and he did it. But what I'm saying here, we are our own worst enemy. When we act like we can't talk about the things that go on in our community, like all the killings, because like I said, all the things that's happening, and we act like we can't talk about it on social media. We got to be okay with all our own brothers and sisters that's hustling us with these scams, with this religious scam, you know, with all this fake stuff, and that stuff is getting millions of views. And these people are going on podcasts all over the world. We haven't thought of, have we thought about this, family? And then we sit and watch these people, you know, like something is wrong, and other people have these people on podcasts. And these people have been hustling for years on social media. All this stuff been going on for years. Same old. So who's being played and who's playing us? I think we got to start waking up, family, and really looking at it and really calling it out and be like, wait a minute, man. This is what's going on. It's a group of individuals that sat down and came up with a Jedi mind trick on who? Their own people. Why? Because they think they people stupid. You cannot be educated, like you say, and have degrees in finances and XYZ and ETC, and then come along and get caught up in a slick talking individual unless you're part of it. Because you should be able to see it and call it out. And now sometimes people get in too deep. And when you get in too deep, then what? That's what that's about. And then this stuff go and what? Then it's spread in our community. And you see these people where? In the churches. This is what I'm telling you, y'all. After all that stuff, they go right in the churches. That's the sad part of what I'm telling y'all, family. And we shouldn't be a certain way when we talk about this, because a lot of people have been through these things. It happens with so-called Moors and so-called Moor science. When Moors, we talk about they can nationalize you and denationalize you, and they got this magic paperwork that you can file this and file this, and they drive without no license, and they got this and that, and they got some secret treaty, and they Sharifian offers some old ancient Ottoman Empire stuff that has nothing to do with you, just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Or they sovereign citizens, which is an oxymoron. Then they say they're not sovereign citizens, but then you're doing sovereign citizen behavior. So, well, if you don't say you're a sovereign citizen just out the mouth like that, but you're doing sovereign citizen behavior, you ain't got to say it. Why? Because your actions is proving what? Exactly everything that you're doing. You ain't got to say a damn thing. Why? Because actions speak louder than your words. Why? You showing me what you're doing. This is what this is what I'm telling my brothers and sisters. You need to educate yourself in everything that you're doing. So when you're educated on something, you have no excuse on what? Not knowing what you're doing in a court of law. You can't make an excuse. You can't arbitrarily explain it. Why? Because when we're talking about these things and these specifics in our community, it must be cleaned up. We got to stop with all that. We can't talk about this and that. Yes, we can. Because if you put it out there as word, if you put it out there for the world to see, then the world clearly has the right to talk about it. It's social media. And they put the stuff out here. And all the stuff can be proven BS. So if everything can be proven BS, you cannot be mad, brothers and sisters. That's why I said we are our own worst enemies. And a lot of the fake gurus have ran to religion. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And so when brothers be trying to point the finger out, you got way more coming back. And what I'm saying is we need to clean it all up, and we have to talk about this continuously. Because these people not gone. They still out here. Some done took Ozempic and got skinny. You know what I mean? They still talk about the same thing. They still on the little props. A lot of these people still on the airplane props. Where you think they on a jet, it's a prop. It's a prop. It's always why all these gurus always, when they come at you talking, you want to act like you want to show like an exquisite life. You know, an exquisite life, and everything is just so glamorous. Peace, Noble Malik. And everything is so glamorous. You know. Peace, Cynthia. This is what I tell y'all. I said we gotta clean our own house. We gotta be okay talking about this. So when we run across these people or their cronies, then you will understand our vibration. And when they know you know that you know that when they know you know that you know that they know that they know that you know that they full of SHI to the TZ, they're gonna come at you a whole different way. Because you don't have to just hit them in the mouth. You could just go through a training session per se. And through that training session that you're giving them, they're going to already be like, oh my God. Because he done talk about all the tricks that I'm finna do. So when you know all the tricks, when a trickster come, you could bring it out to them. What? And you can bring everything out and be like, yeah, boom, boom. They're going to... Because truth has no sides. We only get hustled by our own people. You tell me any European, Albion, Trinidad, whatever you want to call it, that made videos and saying that they got some ID they can do this with their own people, or they flipping this land, or they got 400 acres and the people and buy some fake tool sheds from Amazon or Home Depot and ribbon cut them. I ain't seen no European do that. Or somebody say they graduated from Harvard. Or tell you to deal with Bitcoin. And then tell you to invest all your money in Bitcoin. Why the hell would you do that? Why would you put all your money in something that's not backed by nothing either? They'll say, well, money not backed by nothing. Fool, I can trade my money for gold. Bitcoin ain't backed by nothing. I zap Bitcoin. Woo! It's all over. Yeah, the government run Bitcoin anyway. This is what I be telling my brothers and sisters. We are our own worst enemy. You can sit up here and look in my face and play these games if you want to. We are our own worst enemy. From scholarship, from the Negro Masons to the Negro fraternities. Be mad if you want. I don't care. Because see, I can say that because I ain't took no oath. I'm initiated. I'm anointed. I'm 99 degrees, ancient rite of Memphis and Mizraim. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I can be transparent. We are our own worst enemy. Why? Because the European is not the joke of masonry. The Negro is the joke of masonry. Why? Because the Negro will say he or she is a stupid widow son. The European Mason to tell you right out of his or her mouth that he or she is the son of a Muslim. But you're a widow son. You don't even know they got the Haram Abif. That's in the Bible. Jablel, Jablum, Jablim. They had a Jubilee, aka the Three Stooges. You know the acacia leaf that the Negro don't know, that's the leaf that they put in front of the tomb with the pentagram on it. We are our worst enemies. Tell me I'm lying. Religion has kicked Negroes in the head. I already showed y'all the other day. My Muslim brothers, I love all y'all. Salam alaikum, Allah Akbar, Alhamdulillah, all that. Bismillah, yeah. But you got to know, and I know that you know that I know, when we talk about language and when we talking about origin and etymology, you can't say the Arabic language is original. If I show you the Syriac language, and then I show you the Nabatean language, and the alphabet which the Arabic language come from, and then if I show you old Jewish manuscripts, you'll be like, damn, this sounds like stuff in the Quran. But then you would say, well, it ain't real though. Well, then if it ain't real, then that ain't real. We are our own worst enemies. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on nobody's side. I ain't seen no European come to Flint the other night and be in front of a club where it ain't open and get the spraying. That wasn't no European. That wasn't no white man, but what Muslims and Negroes and Hebrew niggas likes to say. The white man this. I'm tired of hearing that shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of eating religious food always that jumping out there talking that you go home and back and then the baby's dying. Negroes ain't in the streets. I travel all over on my dime. I'm getting ready to go back to my city Wednesday on my own dime. Then I'm getting ready to go to St. Louis on my own dime. I do this in real life. This ain't no joke with me, man. We are our own worst enemy. And we afraid to call it out. I ain't. Negroes, ain't no European did nothing to you. Negro killed my baby brother, killed Jelani Goodman Bay in the city of Flint. Ain't no European got enough power to do nothing to you. The only way anybody can come in because we let them. And that's historically from Patrice Lumumba all the way down to the Big Six, all the way down. Patrice Lumumba in the Congo, the only way them people came to Belgium killed because your own people sell you out. Just like your own brother will kill you. You heard me. I said it. Your own brother will kill you. With lies. This is what I'm telling you. I'm talking about real stuff. It's too many of us family members and everything. We together, we separate. That's why I be saying it's a joke. Together we can have some millions. It ain't nobody in our family got no $10 million, nothing like that. I got a blueprint. We just wasting our money giving it away. And I said, okay, when I'm gone, everybody gonna say, yep, his plan worked. I'm like, I told y'all. We are worst enemy. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me what white man just came to Flint the other day and killed somebody. That wasn't no white man. See, I talk about real stuff. We are our own worst enemy. Who came in our community and lied to us? Who went on social media and said they invest in all this stuff and all this house stuff, saying that they can show you how to get houses, and they don't know how to get no houses, no land, and your brother that you listening to know how to get houses and land. My mufti, we on YouTube. I tell everybody, if you want to get land, holler at me. I'll show you. I just get my finder's fee. But if you want somebody to walk you through what you can do, and you don't be hustled and do things the right way, then you can have me as counsel. All I ask for is a donation. I done did it with so many of my European friends. I did it with me and my muftis. My brother Malik could jump on right on my face on Facebook and say, yeah, we like me, him, and my other brother Lamar. We got 10 acres in the middle of Mojave, Arizona. Right in the middle of Arizona and Vegas. Like, yeah, Sheik share everything with us. I can show anybody know how to get their own land, their homestead. I can show anybody. We are own worst enemies. And everybody know it. And I love my family, but my family just be watching. My family just be watching. I said, who you know got 10 acres right now? Anything happen to our family, I can move all our family on our land right now, today. If the trumpet being blowing, dear no, everybody must get out of here. Everybody must get out of here. If you don't got your own land in the middle of your own land, you going to the FEMA camp. All my family going to the FEMA camp. Not the ones that's not me and my moochies, because my family don't know. None of my family don't know. Everybody be scrambling. And you'll be in the FEMA camp. We'll be on our land with our campers, with all our big jugs, with all our big containers of water, with all our fruit and vegetables. People won't know how to survive because they want some honey buns. They want some meat all day. We'll be living off fruits and vegetable teas, watermelon, blending our grains, all of that. We'll be looking like gods, like we do right now, skin glowing on our own land, private. We'll put a big sign up, private property, no trespassing. See? And people have been part of churches and stuff forever and don't want to support their own family. I'm taxing them for the federal government just like them. And community-wise, you just got to imagine if our organization had $1 million, everything that I'm saying, it'll happen. We'll have brick and mortar. Our family will be rocking. We'll have businesses. We'll have homes. Why? Because we're supposed to. That's what The Sopranos was about. We are our own worst enemies, but we won't sit and listen. Church ain't just about nobody preaching. Church is us coming together. This is community. This is community. Because if church was it's 13,000 churches on one block. And everybody went to the same school. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. You see everybody downtown at the restaurant. We are our own worst enemy. Somebody talk to me. Who hustled you? Because on social media, I ain't seen not one European, white person, Albion, Trailer Dyke, whatever, hustling you. All the people I see is misnomer black people. And we act like we don't want to say names. Why we can't say names? We should say names to protect us from falling from the drama. A broken clock is correct twice a day. These people done got on the internet and done lied to y'all like they some investors and they got some special keys and they got these land and don't have nothing. And then they hide behind religion. Now here it is, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your son, your friend really have it. Here these people say, man, I'm raising some money to write a book. I ain't asked nobody to give me no money to write a book. I wrote books. How many? 20. I ain't had nobody author them. Who authored them? I did. Me and my empress. I ain't say, I got to go put my books on Amazon. Why? I got enough cojones. I made my own website to sell my own product. Nobody get a part of me. And when I say part, when you put your stuff on Amazon, they get way more. How I know? Because I'm going to tell you facts. Because my sister's book is on Amazon. And I know how much they sell it for. And I know how much they give her. This ain't no disrespect. I'm telling you real spiel. And just because your stuff on Amazon don't mean nobody going to buy it. Now I have my own platform, mypdfbooks.com, where we done converted books to ebooks, expensive ass books. Excuse my candor. And I have bindedbooks.com, where we print and bind expensive and rare books for a fraction of the price. A book that might cost $2,000 on Amazon, we are binding and printing for $200 and give you your taxes and receipt. Who can do that? Talk to me, y'all. We don't do business with each other. I say, why we hate each other like that? When somebody in your family is anointed and we all got jobs, we give our money to Uncle Sam and we say, no, we can build our own infrastructure. How? Well, our cousin, look, we taxes him from the federal government. We need to spread this. We giving our money to Uncle Sam, we can do something, we can build something. Let's see if he gonna do something real. Let's see if he gonna do something real. Instead of everybody following other people and then saying, man, he said he was gonna make a school. Who? Because I don't follow people. That's y'all. So when I ask people, who y'all talking about? That's what I be saying, who y'all talking about? You know? And then you look at a person's nature. What is these people doing now? Somebody said, man, the person is on the internet begging for money now. Talk about cash apps, cut this stuff down and all that. And I said, you see, I don't play no games. We are our own worst enemy. Think about this for a minute, y'all. Think about this. It's so cliche to try to say the white man the devil. And I say, how? How? That's so whack to say. So you say that we not our own worst enemy. Why? Because we don't know who we are. And when we look in the mirror, we don't see God's etc. And I tell you, you made in the image of who? God. If I didn't know that, if I didn't want you to know that, I wouldn't tell you that. I wouldn't believe that. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. My people are lost due to the lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. We get up every Sunday and go to church. A lot of us do. And then I ask you, what have they done for you? Some of my church people are some of the most unhealthiest people. Why? Because as soon as you go to church and say, God, Lord, this, you're finna go eat some of the worst outlandish food. I don't even call it food, it's poison. What you mean poison, sheep? Okay, well, just because you eat it and it might smell good to you, it don't mean it's food. The rat got to go to the rat poison. Why? It got to be some pleasing to the eye. It got to be some pleasing to the taste. It got to be a percentage of something that's going to make the rat go eat. Think about what I'm saying. We are on worst case, and when the rat eat it, it's been passed down. That's why I say what's inside affects what's outside. That's an analogy in the Bible, which we're not catching. I can symbolize everything to the Bible, but we're missing it. We're not understanding the esoteric teachings because we don't have a right mapping guide. So when you don't have a good mapping guide, you're not going to know that the inside affects what's outside and vice versa. You're not going to know what's in the womb affecting it. You're not going to know that you're giving our kids rat poison with this bull crap. And then we're not calling out these fake gurus that hide behind religion, that been hustling people on social media. Everybody be acting like they don't know what I'm talking about. What you mean? What you mean? And then I'll be going on everybody's page, all this crap on their page. That's why I told y'all been following me forever. You don't never see nothing on my page with no can be fact checked, because I am the fact checker. And I ain't being arrogant. I'm just telling you what it is. I am the fact checker. They ain't gonna never come with no, he making that up. Nope. I'm gonna give you everything facts. But what it's gonna illuminate is you've been lied to by who? Your own people. I told you it's like Scooby-Doo. It's just like that. You've been lied to by your own people. You've been hustled by your own people. How? Clearly. Y'all looking at it every day. If I said I have 400 acres and I did a ribbon cutting with a whole bunch of people, with all these people, boom, boom, on the internet, and then boom, ribbon cutting, all that, what are 400 acres? So clearly that was premeditated. So I scammed y'all, huh? That's all it could be. Because what are 400 acres? If I do a big video on YouTube with the singer Tank, and we got some graduation caps on that we went bought from some flea market or somewhere, and say we graduated from ICDC college, and this is the president, some university that nobody never heard of, and say you got a master's degree in Christian history and a master's degree in business. Well, you should understand what I'm saying then. Why? Because I got those degrees. Oh, so if that's the case, what I'm saying should be similar. Your cup should at least be halfway full, especially, and even if you wasn't paying attention, if you went to school to get a master's, then that means you had to get an undergrad. So therefore, then clearly you got to be rocking with me. If not, you talking out the side of your neck. You see how simple? And that's why they don't say nothing. Because these brother came on my page. I said, if you say something, I'm a really dig deep, and I come wherever you at. I come to the temple. What you mean, the mosque? No, brother, the temple. That's what it was originally called. Don't let me pull out all the old documents and make you sit on your hands, but from love. This is what I've been telling you. You can't come to me with no games. This is an old trick. I told y'all, every time we get stuff, no disrespect again, from the European, the Albion, the Trader Like, and we bring that in our community, our asses get exposed. Diddy. That's others' culture. No disrespect. Why? Because they made the rules for that. No disrespect. No disrespect at all. I'm just illuminating something to you for you can see the pictorial, what I'm showing my brothers and sisters. Think about it. Think about it. See, we can't be mad at what I'm saying. You can sit, all you do is sit there and be like, yep. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's across the whole board. It's across the whole board. You don't have older brothers out here. Yep, man. Take my class, take my program. I got this magical trick. I got this magical rabbit foot. You put this rabbit foot on your window, or when you go to court and you stand with your feet out like Darkwing Duck, and you hold this ID up, the judge, he gonna get up and walk away from the chamber. Man, shut your retardo, fardo self up. Your fez you got on is a dunce hat. I said it. That fez you got on is a dunce hat. Man, put this clown in the corner somewhere with that stupid stuff, with that Roger Elvick, sovereign citizen crap. Paradigm group crap. Research what I'm telling you, family. I'm saving lives. People should be high-fiving me like, thank you for saying this, sir. Because all across the board, it's a sham. I said how? All across the board. I don't care if it's a Moorish sham. I don't care if it's if you hide behind Christian sham. I don't care if you a Muslim and you hide behind a Muslim sham. I don't care if you a Egyptologist or a pro-black or you think you're educated, whatever. You all crap. And so all those people on social media like that look like you. So what am I telling you? We are worst enemy. That's what I'm telling you. Then I tell y'all to look up stuff. What payola mean? Payola, look it up. That's what this is. This is what's been being portrayed on you on social media. Payola. These people with these Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, and with these things that you see, get these individuals because they have a lot of followers. Now I can pay these individuals. Why? Because these individuals got so many followers. And if I throw out the damn trap, the net, I can get a whole bunch of sardines. I'm gonna get some I won't. You feel me? If I throw that net out, especially to a group of people that think they can make a quick dollar, especially to a whole bunch of people that don't have nothing. That's the trick. Who's doing that? You can't pull up no Europeans that's doing that to themselves. I know about the Ponzi scheme, the pyramid scheme. I be telling people, you can't get mad at me for telling the truth because you shouldn't have done it. I know a cat I went to Flint Northern with. And he came over to the house me and my empress stayed at with that crap. And I said, man, if you don't get out of my house with that BS. He was like, well, brother, brother, you'll be good for this. I said, man, I got an education. I said, I know what you're talking about. I broke it down, boom, boom, boom. He's like, man, so you know all this. I said, are you listening to what you're saying? I said, I'm telling you, I know this, what the scam is. I said, I know everybody that you get with, that you went to school or try to get caught up in that web, I bet you they ain't made no money off of it. When I moved to Arizona, Tucson, I used to run these shoe stores. I used to see all them people come out there, the little Hispanics, they was all in the pyramid scheme, had all them different, little dusty white boys, had a little couple young black brothers that didn't know, what to do, trying to bring them in. And then one of them came in my store one day. Hey, you like your job? I said, man, get out of here with that crap. I said, do you like your job? I said, bro, don't, and I'm saying, don't come to me, because if you come to me with crap, I'm going to give you crap right back at you. I'm going to tell you everything what you're doing is a sham. It's a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. I'm going to break it all the way down. I'm going to put it right in your face on a platter. You're going to get right out of my face with that crap. You're going to have to. I've been giving y'all, all that stuff is like influencer. A lot of them read this book called The Influencer. If they didn't read it all, they got a lot of stuff out of there. They know it. I know it. That's why I said none of them can come to me with that crap. Because the stuff that they think they know, they don't know. Why? Because I got the playbook. If I told you, if I got the playbook, if I got the trump card, if I got the card that's going to trump everything you're saying, I'm telling you, and I got it on every level. When your brother come with them lies, when they act like them, when they be playing, acting like they don't be really knowing what's going on. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Or when they got some secret wisdom. You don't have no secret wisdom. Anything they be coming from, they be using European sources. No disrespect. And a lot of them pseudo, like Zachariah Stinson. Pseudo, like the Anunnaki or some alien. That's the Iberian. We the only ones that do that to each other. See, I don't need no books to illuminate nothing. I done the study. Just like my professor said, he was like, man, they can burn all the books up like they tried to do at Alexandria. But what? You got them all. You'll be able to live in a museum. I broke down what the museum is the other day. People be like, what you mean? How you be knowing all this stuff? Because you got to know the origin of words. And the museum was in Alexandria, which they tried to burn down. where all the scholars live, the educated, got paid to do what? To focus on teaching, to focus on what? Writing literature. I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna show you a letter I got. When I was graduating, my professor was like, you're gonna have to make a decision if what you're doing don't catch on when you wanted to move to Europe. You know, he was like, you have options. And he was like, a lot of your family don't even know that, do you? I said, I ain't shared it, but I'm sharing it today. They're like, they'll see. They're like, they'll see. I'm telling you, everything I talk about is familiar in academia. Why? Because I graduated. Duh. You know what I be telling people? You be like, dude, anybody say they got a college education and don't speak with truth and boldness and liberation for their people and can give scholarship like I'm doing, you lying. And I stand on it. And I stand on it. I don't care how many letters you got behind your name. I don't care. I don't care if your grandma told you, your dad, or whoever. I'm going to tell you, you lying. If you think the freedom for misnomer black people is being Negro, black, color, African American, I'm going to tell you lying. If you promulgating some 14th Amendment Negro stuff, I'm going to tell you lying. I'm going to ask you, do you know the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? Most Negroes don't. You see? These is facts. If you say the Willie Lynch was real letter, I'm going to tell you, you lying. If you say Roots was real, I'm going to tell you lying. Because Alex Haley plagiarized Roots from a European named Harold Colander from his fake book called The African to get you caught up with that out of Africa theory. See? And I did an oral dissertation at GCU and showed everybody how there ain't no such thing as no Willie Lynch letter. And it's all propaganda. All propaganda. How what you say, a little bit, a tiny bit real? No, all of it. All of it is straight up fugazi. You know when I say Fuji dust, it's nothing, it ain't nothing. And the first time most of misnumbered black people heard that is at the Million Man March. And then here it is, they have your kids read this as what? Required reading in high school. How I know? Because my mufti, Dantes in St. Louis, will tell you. They had them watch the film. I'm telling you. And I just told you it's all fugazi. And then somebody be saying, well, it's fit for misnumbered black people. How's something going to fit for black people? You can't, that's stupid. That's an oxymoron. How you going to use something that ain't fake to defend something that's fake? Like, that's a law, that's an LL. And I ain't going to say a L7 because the L7 is wisdom. But I'm going to say that's an LL. That's a law. It's like, come on, brothers and sisters. Think about this. We are our own worst enemies. We keep talking about what somebody else saying. The other man agree with what I'm saying. You keep saying the other man. Why you keep saying the other man? I just said the other man that you know heavy, that all European Masons or anybody that got some power, they Masons. They Masons. So all of them, I don't care if they're a Scottish Rite Mason, other craft of Masons, they will tell you out their mouth that they are sons and daughters of Muslims. This is what I'm telling you. I mean, how clear can I say that? I mean, how matter of factual can I say it? And I'm telling you this out of my mouth with facts. And then nobody get saved here. You even got elders that be on a trip when they come from the Egyptian context and they be saying, well, the Turks originated the Feds. No, they didn't. Well, I am the Turk. If I show you ancient, I show you the top Ben. I show you in the continent of Africa, it's your headdress. And we have a plethora of them. This is why I be saying we are our own worst enemy. When I tell you to copy you. Can't nobody, no disrespect again, that profess that they came out of a cave and ain't Neanderthal can have something that you ain't never had. Everything that somebody have, it come from you. You can see that, and they couldn't tear down all monuments. You can go all over the world. I just showed y'all to watch the video the other day of what was in Iran in the 1800s. And you see all those monuments, you be like, damn, this look familiar. Yeah. All over the world. I just broke that down yesterday in Sunday school in the DAP class. Where? Europe. All over Iran. All over. Yeah, that's right. The copy Jew. Pull up Steve Coakley. See, pull up Steve Coakley. See, a lot of times, y'all, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. A lot of times you get, a lot of brothers get caught up with wisdom, especially in those times where people died on a shield for what they believed in and stood on it and sacrificed everything, you know what I mean, for righteousness. Back then with Steve Coakley and Khalid Muhammad and C. Freeman L. and all of them, you know, was really on the battlefield, especially of Steve Coakley. Steve Coakley was the educated brother, you know what I mean, ETC. But see, brothers was breaking the seal. Brothers was breaking the seal. You can pull up all Steve Coakley videos, the Greek is a fraud. You know what I mean? From the Boule, all the Boule. Pull them all up, all this old stuff, Boule. You know what I mean? Pull it all up. Steve Coakley, Stephen Coakley, all his videos. And then you watch those, you'll be like, damn, some people don't even know who I'm talking about. But the people that do know, start a dopamine to start going in your hippocampus and you start remembering like, yep, she telling the truth. Because I can say way more. My mama on my social media page, on my Facebook page, my mama know. I can say way more. I can say way more if I want to. Let me tell you something about what I just said. And I speak if you understand. When anybody in any part of society, when they come across somebody that's legit, that haven't took no oath, but initiated through the wisdom, you're gonna have to reveal yourself to them. Especially if you know to know, because your body, you're gonna feel it, and then you're gonna know. You're gonna know why, because you're gonna know. I know that you know that I know that I got your charter. So when that happened, it must be shown. So it's people that I've known, you know what I mean, that was part of these things and have told me these things. And the reason why this is happening. And we're like, well, to go this way, nephew, you need to be part of this. Because you already got that. You would be able to influence X, Y, Z. And I tell everybody, I'm not compromising my integrity for no money. I'm not putting no smut on my mama and my dad's name, the Goodman name. Because I annex my L and Bay. I'm a Goodman number one. I'm a Goodman number one. I'm not compromising nothing. I done been through the fire. I can talk about this. Even in the so-called Christian house, I done been there. I done traveled. I done been all over. So when I be telling people they better sit on their hands, I be saving people feelings. I be saving people feelings and your children feelings. And my friends I went to school with feelings. From respect. That's why I say we are our worst enemies. You got to understand what I'm telling y'all. And we can't even talk about this. We can't even sit down at the table and say, okay, well, what's really going on? What's the common denominator? I told y'all, because we don't have religion all our lives. And then still today, we can't agree on a bleepity bleep thing. You get this person, you get this so-called Christian, this so-called Jehovah's Witness, or this, whatever. They all gonna have a different concept over the same book. How is that possible? It ain't like one reading Chinese and one reading Mandarin and one reading Bantu. It ain't even that. You reading either old English or modern English or new version, whatever. How can you get a different understanding? And then when I be asking people, do you know hermeneutics? What you mean? Hermeneutics? No. Do you know linguistics? No. Do you know the origin of words? No. Do you know etymology? No. Do you have a lexicon? What's a lexicon? Never mind. Never mind. We are our own worst enemies. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. So if we always have religion, and all these religions is brought to us, and everybody say their religion is better, that sounds like some old slavery type stuff. That sounds to me like some old dictator stuff. That sounds like to me like everybody say they better and my way is this way, and we live in the same neighborhood. So how is it a community? I wait. Because when people see me, this is how misnomer our people are, mama, you know, and family. When the people will see a brother in the community with a Fed zone, the first thing they'll say is some Freemason. But you ain't never seen a Freemason with a Fed zone freely. The only Freemason you ever seen in your life is a Shriner or Fred Flintstone them on there. Or if Flint, the men at the Omen Temple. Now, you saw them because the regular Masons, a lot of them don't wear them. You see? Number two, a lot of our brothers don't even know the ancientness of the Feds. or the topic. Another point, when you see me with my turban on, or my kaifa, or my shemag. In the Bible, the followers of Yahshua wore a turban with the jewel on it. The turban is my holy chiefdom. Where you see me with my kufi on, or my bonnet, aka kufi. Same thing in the Bible. The Levites wore the kufi, the bonnet, the garment, cotton or silk, embroidered with the tassels, and the tallit with the tassels. I mean, so when brothers be saying things, you be like, oh, that's a Muslim. That ain't, you. How do you know what? You ain't even asked. So you just assume. So we so messed up. But when you see a European, you come to Arizona, and I'll show you all these, no disrespect, European, Albanian, like whatever you want to call them, Palestine, Russian, whatever you want to call them, and they have their hair wraps, all that. Ask them if they Muslim. Ask them. I be breaking stuff down from love. I don't show things from hate. Why would a person say, nothing's from hate when I'm talking about me? And then a person will say, I'll tell you, yeah, everything, yes, everything. Yes, you everywhere. You were everywhere. Yes, yes. I don't even have to talk about Africa and all that. I can stay in Europe. I can stay in the Netherlands and show you what? From science, from history, from biblical history. Who lied to you? The other man ain't lied to you. The other man ain't got that power. Everything is written in the chattel. This is what I be telling people. I would say, man, come on. No one can deny what I'm saying. Nobody. Nobody that's an educator, as a scholar, to say somebody brought something to you, brother, never. Anytime they try to bring so-called big philosophers in the world, no. Well, you go that like Neville Goddard, the European. Well, Abdullah taught Neville Goddard. And then I can go in modern history. Man, I can't find the brother Turner. That was a mystic, a PhD, was in the chair of all these universities. I got all his books. I have to find it. They don't even teach you about these people. When we have to create our own, we have to wrap our arms around our brothers and help them. Because until we sit down and be like, wait a minute, man, our own people lied to us. Because how can you be so educated and then let a person come with a scam and then say you didn't know? Like, that is so lazy. That's so lazy, family. And for us to look in the mirror and let somebody else tell us who we are, and let somebody else say, oh, you take what you have on off. How you gonna let somebody tell you that? And then they'll pick your stuff up and wear it. Like I give the analogy of Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. And Larry Bird wanted to play Michael Jordan for his Big Mac. Why should Michael Jordan play Larry Bird for his Big Mac? I'm giving an analogy. Larry Bird ain't got nothing to lose or offer. If Michael Jordan beat Larry Bird, what'd he get? He don't get nothing. He already got the food. Eat the food and keep it pushing. We don't entertain that. And that's what I be telling people. We always want to open our mouth or entertain something. No, bring the science. Let's do it together. That's why I'm trying to bring people to privately and tell my family. I said, come on, man. I don't want people to just be spectators and say they love me. I want people to be a part of this. I want people to ask questions. I want people to hit me up. Let's show people what can be done. We don't got to be listening to all these other people with all this pro-black stuff. I be telling my family and friends, like, ask questions. Ask me questions. That's what I be saying. Like, let's have a panel. You don't have to go nowhere else. Or be somebody ask me, and I'm going to keep it real. Like, look, they're like, is this one of your people? And I say, yeah. They're like, well, why they promulgating this? And you the one. Why they asking somebody else about this? And you the one. They're like, your family don't know that you the sheep. They say your family don't know that you divine. They like, your family don't know you anointed and consecrated and educated. So if anybody that's posting anything about more science, your family, is that unknowing of who you are to where they won't ask you first? That's crazy to me. And that's why I say we lost. And that's why I say in our community, it's a lack of respect, and we look to other people for a savior, to be our savior. It's like we produce our own water, but we want to go somebody else's and spend more money, and I'm selling mine cheaper. This is what I be telling people. I say, come on, man. I say, come on, family. I say, come on, family. We are our worst enemy. We got to wake up. And if my mom and my dad understand what I'm talking about, that's like I told y'all, research the word Amazigian. When I be words that I be telling people to write down, you should have a full damn piece of paper. You should have a full damn 5 subject. You should have a full 5 subject on the words that I done gave you, so you can look them up and say, man, I done walked you through a whole wisdom in school. Then they say, now let's go over the words. Now let's go over the origin. I can do all that. These words that when I tell people you should be writing them down, and the one somebody should have came back to me like, man, Sheik, I done looked up Amazigian. Wow. This is what I'll be telling people when they don't be listening, and when I teach this at academia with all the college students that go to school for religion and African American studies, their ears be wide open. They get all my books because they like, well, I just want all the books you have. Why? Because they like, well, you went through this. This is what I'll be telling us. This is a discipline. Why go outside the discipline? And I've been through the fire. There's no reason. Why go through a lower level piece of wisdom, 32 degrees of snowman wisdom, and I'm 33 times 3 right in your face? And that's just one part of me. Why would I want to go to some snowman wisdom and I just told you I'm 33 times 3, wooling out my mouth? I'm transparent. Why? Why would you want to go to anything else like that? Why? Why would you? Only reason why you be going because you just want to put on a skirt and some pageantry. Because you ain't going to know who you are. Why? Because you're going to still call yourself a black man. You're still going to call yourself a Freemason. And ain't nothing free about a Negro black. You got to remember law. I don't care how you feel. And it ain't no connections. That's what I be telling people. I be like, yeah, connections, schmections. I know too many Freemasons, it ain't no damn connections. You think that, or people think that because they not Freemasons. That's the only reason why a person can say that. I know the inner workings of it. I know a lot of them Negroes, my dad was connected to it. I know a lot of them Negroes hate on each other so much, that mess don't mean nothing. They'll be Mason's brothers forever and won't even pick their own. And I'm telling you all false stuff. That's why I be saying, to be one, you must know one. That's why I be laughing. That's why people got to be truthful. Because most of these people that be talking, they never stepped in the Masonic hall in the inside, never in their life. That's why I be like, come on, man, people. Nobody coming from firsthand. Nobody coming from firsthand. Everybody coming from what they heard out. Because if you're coming from firsthand, that means you can say, I stepped inside the halls. And then what everybody be saying is true. Everybody be like, true, true, true. My noble Alonzo put it in the text stream. My noble Alonzo Wright Bay put it in the text stream. He put it in the text stream already. My noble Alonzo Wright Bay, he put the word in the text stream. This is what I be telling brothers. We join things, and when those people that you want to join, they'll be like, this man done gave you all the keys. It's like you're gonna revert all the way back. The thing that they're gonna say is clearly you weren't paying attention. They'll look at you and be like, clearly you're not a good student. I'm telling you what I'm telling you what I know. It done happened so many times. This is what I be saying. A prophet and an angel coming up in the voice of your own people. We gotta get accustomed to our own brother being our prophet and angel. Age has nothing to do with wisdom. And a lot of our older brothers, a lot of them just going on with reading old manuals. Just like the difference from Sunni Muslims and Nation of Islam Muslims. They just read the lessons. I'm telling you, the Rolando don't even really know the Quran. But whatever. This is what I'll be telling us. We got to agree on something, and if we can't sit at the round table as brothers of wisdom and break down wisdom and see why brothers is putting this religious dogmatic or this Eurocentric or Negrocentric false history on us, we can have that dialogue and come to a conclusion. That's what life is all about. People of old always spent their money on what? Who was God and who they were. Now, here's your brother that been through the fire, willing to bring brothers together and build the infrastructure the right way and hold me accountable. Nobody can tell me I don't have nothing. Nobody can. Come on, I'll wait for somebody to pull it up. I'll wait for somebody to put what Amazighi mean. This is what I'm saying. I've been through the fire, man. Anybody want to come making jokes about things that they don't know of what somebody said or some old person? I'm gonna tell you what's happening and why they coming from the angle. Why would you diss anything that you ain't educated on? And I can pull this your culture because they all have a motive. And a lot of them brothers was Freemasons. A lot of our elders were Freemasons. I ain't saying they was wrong. But when you come out of certain programming, brothers wanted to be a part of something. When you look at a lot of our elders with the feds, you see they feds had writings on it. Hell, C. Freeman L. had some writings on his feds. But he explained what it was, didn't he? This is what I be saying when I be saying we give our wisdom to others. And when I speak on things that's, you say, yeah, that's true, we don't take no oath. A God man don't take oath. Now, Jesus, Yahshua, whoever you want to call it, was under the order of Melchizedek. He said, enter all spiritual schools at the lowest level and rose to the top. So he had a perfected master. That's right. And rose to the top. So he or it is a perfected master. But when I tell people, man, we have to read through the mystic stuff. And I try when I make it plain, you know, that's all I can say. You know, it ain't nothing else I can say. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing else I can say. Yeah, I got it. It ain't nothing else I can say. That's why I ask people to say something or ask me questions. It don't matter. We should be able to have dialogue. Because people will get on there and just do things, and then I say, well, you can't ask for help after the fact. Because that means you want to get in trouble, or you may thought you were, I won't even say programmed, because you can't use that as an adult. You just didn't want the truth. And the truth would make you free. You didn't want to be free. So when I say a lot of people be professing things, and I say that's good, but when we remove that with what? Wisdom and knowledge and Sophia, you know, how to get from this point of life to the next. How to get from this point of life to the next. Well, that's cliche. When you ask me how to get to the next, let's deal with the wisdom. That's a good question. Now let's deal with the wisdom. You said, I'm following his leader. And I said, who leader? I don't know that. You said, for one, you said how to get from this point of life to the next. To the next. See, a lot of times when questions be asked to me, it's always layers to questions. So to me, that's hard for me because I'm not looking for the next level of life. I'm looking for my will and the Creator's will to be in line with the right now. I don't even know what the next life, I don't even know when a person say the next life per se, I don't even know what that consists of when we say that. I know about the right now. I know about the breath that we're breathing right now. I know about the resurrection that's happening as we speak. I know that I'm born every day. I know that. So I can't tell you. I don't even worry about those things. That's why when I say, when you master things, I'm here. When I say I'm right here. So I don't have no expectations. So I can live what? Free. You know what I mean? I can live free. Like this is the understanding. This is the preparation. These are the things. I'm living right now. I'm here. I'm with you now. We're preparing now. We're doing now. We're working in progress. We now. And that's what I tell people, what you're preparing for. Well, I'm saving to do what? We should be saving to do this. We should be doing this. We should be doing this. We should be building. So we're doing it right now. So when we say the next world or the next life or the next level of life, that ain't for me to tell you. All I say, take these keys and learn. You say if energy is never destroyed, just transfer one from the next. So what? So what next? What needs to be done for now? If energy is transferred, you just talking about your energy. Control your energy. I mean, this is what I be saying when people talk. If we smart, we should have the wisdom. It's your energy. Transfer it. That's the alchemist thing. We talk about it. That's the alchemy. What? Changing matter to gold, or you are the alchemy. So now how are you going to do it? It's all these things. I just said, this consistency, the way you eat, these and up, what you're doing every day, the voodoo, the energy you put out. Are you putting out good energy with the people you walk by in life? If the energy you put out that you represent, is it a positive energy? Could you get 10 people that you deal with consistently and they say the things that you promulgating is solid? Those are the things that you can ask yourself. If you say no, you may not have that. Well, maybe those are the simple things that may need to be corrected. I don't know, But what I'm saying is, it's always our energy, and a lot of times it's the energy that we put out, because energy is like it's like this. But yes, we could talk about energy in general, but once again, that's cliche. We want to talk about the individual I, the great I. The great I. I tell all my muftis, the thing about us, we can have these conversations about if and about philosophy all day, but is some of it going to relate to our lives? Is some of the things that we were, is going to change? Are we going to correct some things that, like, say if you say, hey man, and I say, man, I want to go to get me a college degree, and you tried it before and you didn't, but you say that's something you want to do. If your mind is made up, if you on that level, which the wisdom is giving you, and that's something that you want to do, you should be able to have the power and the ability to go do that. So when I ask people, I don't know what the next level is. The next level can be something so simple. The next level can just be accomplishing something so simple. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, whatever that goal is, take these keys and be the best you. That's the only answer I have for a person. What? Take these keys. What? And be the best you. No matter if you building brick houses, take these keys and be the best brick houser, and use this to be the best architect that you can be. Because to be an architect, what? It's going to take some variables. You're going to have to be a what? A mason. You're going to have to be a what? A foreman. Now you can use these same skills and relate it to life. How? Because you're going to know about systematics. You're going to know about order. You're going to know about not putting too much on something they can't handle just because they'll take it. You're going to be able to give things and display things to people on that level, and they feel good about it. These, with everything that you can get from this to make your everyday life even better. The keys, the mind, the mental, the thought. It ain't nothing about telling nobody nothing. That's all my muftis would clearly explain. It ain't about us walking around on the corner like nobody with a whole bunch of people like we trying to tell somebody something. You'll never see me out like that. You'll never see me nowhere like that. Me and my move, they'll be in Arizona, we be places, I sit down. That ain't what, we don't demonstrate like that. Our life is the demonstration. What we do is the demonstration. How we are in real life, how the children treat us. So that's what I want to talk about, man. I don't have, like I said, this is not the time when I said I don't want to explain things right now, Noble, with all respect. That's for later times. But everybody always asking me to explain things. No disrespect to no one. And I say that'll take me a lot of time. That's why I ask brothers when they come to class and they ask questions, support. We can have all that dialogue all day, We have all that dialogue all day. But what you talk about, you talking about the death and burial of Elizabeth? That's what you're talking about, though, right? You're talking about Matthew's lessons, the ministry of death. You say chapter 4? I don't know if you said that. Yeah, I know. I mean, it'll take me forever to break that down, man. Like, that'll take a whole time. But that's what I tell my brothers. Like, I tell brothers, if all my moved, what do you say? Knowledge of Self podcast. Yes, we have that. That's why we said, my noble Alonzo, we break all this stuff down. All the stuff with a person we said, that's why I said if a person connected, my muftis will line you up. That's what I'll be telling. And I'm glad my other mufti on here, Alonzo. It's a couple of my muftis on here. We assist them. We align you up. So when people be asking me something, I said, man, you can ask one of the muftis. Everything that I know, my muftis know. And this is what I've been telling people. I said, everything you're going to get, you can get it here. It's already been done. So when I talk about things, I can pull them up right on the fly, but it's already been done. You know? I know what you talk about. When John was 12 years old, his mother died, and neighbors laid her body in the tomb among the kindred in the Hebron burying ground and near the Zacharias tomb. I know what you talk about. My mufti broke that down. Oh yeah. If we got a little bit more time, we're gonna be out of here. I said I was gonna stay on about an hour and some time. I got a couple of runs. But I encourage brothers and sisters to get my books that I gather and compile. I break a lot of stuff down very simple. You know what I mean? I break a lot of things down very simple, but I hope everybody understand that. So I give gratitude for everybody taking their time. Like I said, I just don't have time to break chapter 5 down. You can go on our podcast, my muftis. They break it down. My noble Alonzo that's speaking on here, he break that down all the time. You know, at the BPT here, let me explain something at the BPT. At the BBT, I have muftis, I have brothers. And the thing I do is systematic. So all those things you talk about, my mufti talk about those things. So if that's something that I want to be expound on, my brother Alonzo Wright Bay can take the time, he can do a teaching Saturday or the DAP class, whatever, and he can, or you just go on the podcast and check it out. It's been done. So I don't want to speak on those things that my brother is speaking on unless we have in dialogue. But you can get a perspective on that. I just want to keep it like that. That's why I tell people to come to class, man. With all respect, I tell people to come to class. Come to class. You know? That's all I tell brothers and sisters. I be trying to connect brothers and sisters, and I tell, especially if they young brothers. And the thing I like about young men, you know, I know you're excited. But a lot of times, your excitement can get you in trouble. How? Because I was there. I had to tell a young brother, his mom was like, boy, he old enough to be your daddy. I said, he was like, how? Why he look like that? I said, because I told you the things I do. But the fact is, we have to be willing. We have to be willing, like my noble Malik said. He said, that's the first thing, what? Be willing to be a student. And if we're not willing to do that, we're not going to do things systematically. We're not going to get there. Because we're going to think, oh, I can get all this to get me here. And I'm asking, what are you trying to get? And the person can't tell you. To the next level. The next level of what? I don't know. Because you ain't looking at the right now. You look at here, there, where. You ain't looking at the right now. You ain't. What are you accomplishing? What are you accomplishing? You see, that's why I say take these keys. As we telling brothers, what? I'm giving you wisdom. If we was in the flesh, like when I was in school, one of the graduates that graduated with me, he said, you don't have nobody that's writing down all the stuff you be saying? And he was like, I was like, why? No, he was like, because I can write a whole compilation, just like W.C. Lennon did of Abdullah the Healer that taught Neville Goddard. He was like, because you talk with so much wisdom. He was like, do your brothers write this stuff down? And this is what I be saying is like, listen, reading the stuff is great. My mufti show you that. But when you sitting with the oral teachings, a person's ear should be so open where you should be paying attention to the oral teachings, to the wisdom, to the right now. That's what I just explained 2 things about readings and hearing. We have to understand that students, when the reading and hearing go together. And when we hearing, That's what we should be focused on. I'm telling my brothers and sisters, understand what I'm saying, man. We have to. We have to. And that's how we get in the right line. Because I tell everybody, I say, I got brothers, I got muftis, I got ministers. Without them, I ain't nothing. And so we teach in a certain way. And so when brothers come in, when I be like, and my mufti step in and say, hey, well, our podcast, this is what's going on. Those things can be discussed. And that's how I like to bring brothers in. To show this ain't just me. The brothers from all over different states, different countries, that's different ages. And I say, when you look at us, we grown men. That's the thing I be telling people. I choose to do this. We're going to be gone in a minute. We have private platforms. We plan on getting our first brick and mortar together in one of the states, and we need our people help. But as we close, man, I really hope people listen a little bit, man. I really hope family, especially of my male cousins, even my female cousins. I hope my aunts and uncles and, anybody that just want to learn and just want to, research. I have a plethora of books. I have a mission, especially for my brothers and sisters that's working and we giving our money to Uncle Sam. I can show you that we can decipher a lot of that money to our religious and charitable organization of our choice and get a taxes and receipt and give it to your tax preparer. And we can build infrastructure. We can have our own temple and school right in our city, right in St. Louis, right in Baltimore, anywhere. Why? Because we can do it, especially in the urban communities. Because no one's coming in our community to buy nothing but what? Big corporations when they buy all the plight. But we can do this. We can do this how? With the money we give Uncle Sam. That's why I tell everybody, come ye, come all, family. So anything that y'all want to know, man, I please hope y'all come to Saturday class and Sunday school. Subscribe to our Temple and School YouTube page. I hope y'all ask any questions. Frequent our companies, MooresHaberdasher.com. Get some fresh Moorish regalia. We make, like this shirt right here is in memory of my brother, Akil Jelani Goodman Bey. These are our polo shirts. You see how soft they are? This is the Adidas brand one. Wait, yeah, this is the Adidas brand compression. But we got other brands without the Adidas on it. This was just sponsored by the Adidas compression. We was trying these shirts, but it's all stitched in. We got the polo dad hats, the master shirts. We got workout regalia in memory of my baby brother, Akil Jelani Goodman Bey. But we got a whole bunch of other dope regalia on there, man. Please check us out, man, on MooresHaberdasher.com. Like I said, we also have our own book companies with the S. Our first company is mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where we print and bind. No, I'm sorry. I was getting beside myself. But mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where we turn expensive and rare books and just regular books to ebooks or PDFs. So when you look at a lot of those books on Amazon, you can get those from us for a fraction of the price. Download them on your phone or your tablet, so when you travel and you have your books that you want to read. Or you can go to Office Max or Staples and they'll print it and bind it for you for a small cost. Or we can do it at our other company, binditbooks.com. And when you go on binditbooks.com, that's our company where we print and bind books that cost like $7,000, $8,000, $3,000, and we'll sell them to you for a fraction of the price. Print it and bind it, and we'll ship it to you. Yeah. But besides that, man, family, please support us. Let's have some conversations. So do anybody got anything, besides specific like chapters in the Moorish Quran that they want to ask? I answer that because I got 5 more minutes and we out of here. But I just hope we get to the point of loving ourselves, brother and sisters, and let's stop using religion to separate us. I hope we looked up that word Amazigian. But it's a lot of things that we haven't been taught in history school, and I broke a small piece of that down yesterday in Sunday school. I didn't get too involved in it. Yeah. And Carlin, when you connected to me, Carlin, oh, when I said I didn't, and like I said, I didn't go too far in the teaching yesterday. I just gave you a little bit of the slave ship of Jesus of Limbuk. I just gave you a little bit of that. But back to our bookstore. When I tell people that when I say if you connected to me, all my muftis will tell you I'm going to give you so many deals. That's why I said, man, my phone should be blowing up. If college students be hitting me up every single day and getting books from me, and when they be looking at my YouTube channel or when I have my GCU up, phone up, and the students be on there and they be getting all the books, I say, man, why aren't none of y'all getting them? Y'all should be all the books I be showing that be costing $3,000 and $2,000, and I'm like, okay, I'll let you get the PDF for like $40. Man, I'll be hitting my homie up like, hey man, I'm gonna get this from my sheet. Boom, and then y'all get it printed and bind it, or whatever bundle. Then I'm gonna give you extras. It's like we don't even be thinking. Then dudes say, well, I want the whole book. I do have the whole books. Like, are you missing what I'm saying? This is what I be telling people. Google did the same thing I done, but Google spent $25 million. They had researchers go out and took, I forget how many millions and millions of books and turn it into like ebooks. A lot of books they're gonna take off the shelves. A lot of books they take chapters out and put them back out. Like the Arab by Bertram Thomas, but I got the original. I'm telling you, like a lot of work. I put in a lot of work in my academic endeavors. You know, staying in the library. You know, getting books, printing and buying them, going to all these ancient bookstores, traveling all over, buying books. Then, in one part of my life, man, when I first moved to Arizona, I figured out, man, I forget what professor was telling me, but I just got into going to the Goodwill on the days they were selling stuff for a quarter. It was like every other Saturday, and I love books, so I'm just going in the Goodwills, all in the book section. I'm looking at these books, and so my eyes. I'm a stickler of old books, history books, religious books, mathematics books. You can ask any of my family, especially my wife, my mom, or my other sister. Even my moosties know. I just know what's expensive. I don't know why, because I'm a researcher. So I'm getting all these books and blah blah blah. I'm going on Amazon, all these commentaries. I'm like, damn. Why all these books here for so cheap? So I went back, hollered at my professor. He was like, didn't I tell you? I was like, yeah. I was like, why? He was like, a lot of times when, a lot of people pass and a family be having their little estate sales, don't nobody want the books. Most of the kids in the family ain't into the books. So they ain't research books unless the parents told them. But a lot of those books, man, I got an old book on the Syriac language and a Habitan alphabet. Man, I looked that mug up on Amazon. That mug was like $7,500. I said, dang, the exact same book. And they only got one, and it's used. And there's only one. All the books, like I told y'all, the Melanin, the Chemical Key to Black Greatness. I showed y'all how that book cost stacks. That's one book everybody should want. Everybody should be like, I got to get that book. But even, what is it? Criminalizing the Race. That book that cost stacks. You should want that. Those two books right there. And then if you want to know anything about the science of more science, I'll gather and compile the wisdom for any person can just take and give you a crash course. And then I tell you to come to class. And that should remove all the dogmatic, all the lower self, all the stuff that you done got off the internet thinking somebody finna get you some paper and you finna file some paperwork and you finna become some magic Negro because you got a fez and you staying out with your feet. And you think stuff is real that you see on the internet. And I'm telling you, it's all fake. That's why I be telling people, ask me a question about that. Ask me a question about that. Because the Quran is the Quran. I can explain that in and out and in, no matter nobody like it or not. My moots can do that with their eyes closed. Why? Because that's who we are. That's the basics. But when people be hearing this more science, and my mother know, and when people be hearing it, they be misconstrued of what more science is. That's why a lot of people be getting messed up. They be wanting to get something and hear something and then twist it with the little stuff that they have and then boom, create some stuff that's nasty as heck. This is what I'm talking about. That's when I be telling people, ask me some questions, because if I'm not saying you, Brother Carlin. When people be saying they Moors, and I'm glad you asking about that, Brother Carlin, that's why I know your heart is pure, and I respect your ambitions, you know, I really do. Because you talking about Moors Quran. You talking about explaining Moors Quran. These Negroes be talking about some overthrowing the government, some stupid paperwork. You see what I'm saying? And talk about they got some secret, some special law. You see? So this what I be talking about. I be telling people, tell me where y'all be getting this stuff from. This what I want to know. Nobody will say nothing. Nobody will say nothing. I say, tell me where y'all be getting this stuff from. Well, you think you can get some paper, and then you say, well, no, I'm not a sovereign citizen. And I say, yeah, I hope you know that. That's an oxymoron. And then I say, well, if you're doing any other thing, let's see if this sovereign citizen behavior. And then you say out your mouth, you ain't a sovereign citizen, but your behavior is doing that. So then I say, oh, you doing some Roger Elvick stuff. And you will say no. And then when you research Roger Elvick and you do the history of Roger Elvick, then you will sit up and tell me you're not doing that. Tell me you're not. Anybody just take a little title. And then you'll be like, right on, sheep. You got to. But see, nobody never take the time. And that's how we'll get caught up with our own wisdom. You see? Y'all remember that redemption movement? That's who Roger Elvick was. Y'all know that, right? Somebody up. Right? I'll wait. Y'all know who Roger Elvick is, right? That redemption movement. Remember in Canada, and remember the Paradigm Group that promote fraudulent debt and tax payment schemes? The movement is also called the Redemptionists. Redemption promoters allege that a secret fund is created for every citizen. Haven't you heard them goofy Moors say that? Well, your social security number is attached to millions of dollars. Well, if your social security attached to $1 million, what if mine is, where your millions at? Who you think you playing with? You think you see this is the thing what I be telling my brothers. You will let somebody and pay somebody to tell you to file all this paperwork and to tell you that you got some millions and your social security number attached to some millions. Where they millions at? You ain't never asked them that? But you don't go to a class to somebody to teach you about some millions and pay. You got to be crazy. Come on, don't get mad at what I'm saying. You got to be crazy. That procedure exists to redemption or claim funds. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Carlin. Thank you. Got to know it's crazy. And then brothers be trying to put it in more science, don't want to say the names. Because see, I know the names. Peace be among them. He's passed. All them cronies was doing that, saying they don't pay taxes, they don't pay taxes, they don't do this. But then when you see and research front of goddamn government papers and what happened, that not only you went to prison for what? Filing fake taxes and try to get all your people caught up in fake taxes. You see? See, these is facts. I be waiting for these people to say something. They can't. Because the facts is the facts. You can't say it's slander. You can't say it because it's the truth. So help me God. I don't care how nobody feel. We can't let nobody do this in the community. And I'm telling you, dealing with, I love my science. I love who I am. Our Prophet Noble Ali did a solid. And that's where it stops with me. I'm in the flesh. I'm not going to let nobody come with no games with me. Got time for that? Or make a mockery of the wisdom. And mix it and got Negroes over here acting like some sovereign citizens, which is an oxymoron. How the hell can you explain you a sovereign and a citizen at the same time? Ain't no such thing as no sovereign citizen. Well, I'm not a sovereign citizen. Well, you're doing sovereign citizen behavior, sir. You ain't got to say it out your mouth, stupid. Let me proceed. The common redemption schemes include acceptance for value. You know what they be filing? That Treasury Direct Accounts, the TDA, the Secure Party Creditor, those kits, collections of pseudo tactics sold to participants despite a complete lack of any actual legal basis. This will happen to y'all. Such tactics are sometimes called money for nothing schemes, as they propose to extract money from the government by using secret methods. The name of the A4V scheme is particular has become synonymous with the movement as a whole. This was in the 90s, y'all. That's why I be telling y'all they be running a Jedi mind trick on y'all. It theorized are false and meritless. Those who participate in the redemption schemes, and especially those who promote them to other people, can face criminal charges and imprisonment. Several government institutions, including the FBI, have issued warnings about the fraudulent character of the redemption schemes. These ideals of the redemption movement should not be confused with the actual legal right of redemption, under which a debtor may buy back property that has been levied for foreclosure, either by paying the balance of the debt or by matching the price at which the property sells. You know, when you lose your house for back taxes, we're going to keep sticking the fork in these brothers that think they smart. Take that fez off. It's a dust hat. You know it. You know it. You know it is. You know it is. I'm just giving you quick wisdom. Quick wisdom. No disrespect to no one. The redemption movement overlaps the sovereign citizen movement. Uh-oh. The what? The sovereign citizen movement. You know, I just told you. You can't be no sovereign citizen at the same time. If any nigga tell you they some sovereign citizen, you run. You better run for it, run for it, run. You better run. That's the European Albion look. You can watch a CSI, pull up all the CSIs, and the lady that played, she the crime scene investigator when stuff happened, and the European, the white family, they were sovereign citizens. They were trying to overthrow the government. And I said, you will be sitting right in jail with the European militia dude that hate the government. I guarantee you. With y'all promulgating the same stuff. You're going to be sitting next to them. Why? Because I know so many in Arizona. I'm telling you, the same thing happened to them. And the same thing happened to you. Not you, but I'm saying you in general. And everybody know I'm telling the truth. You can't be mad at me saying that. You cannot be an adult and be mad at what I'm saying. You should be like, somebody finally saying it. If not, then you part of the problem. That's all. With several influenced sovereign citizens promoting redemption schemes and ideas. It said with several citizens who, these Moors, part of its concepts were also adopted by the Canadian-born Freemen on the land movement, by various other pseudo-guru movements. I'm telling you, Roger Elvick was found guilty in June 1991 by a federal jury in Hawaii of conspiracy to impede justice in connection with federal tax filings under, the code, whatever. He was fined $100,000 and was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison and 3 years of supervised release. So I'm just telling you, this is where this stuff come from. I could talk about others, but this is where the stuff come from. Why would you want to do something like that? And the casualty of that, this what happened, been proven. And then you would say it's more science, and then you would say, well, our prophet told us to be industrious. Yeah, Noble Drew Ali had temples, they had grocery stores, they had schools. They made their own regalia like we do. Our own turbans and feathers like we do. He ain't tell you to teach nobody how to be no adult, stupid criminal with no fez and no regalia on. I'm still pissed about BMF. I don't care what nobody say. Because people stupid. That to put that in there, them brothers in those holy garments, as I broke down in the biblical scriptures and the lexicons, and it's to show more like on some old gangster stupid stuff, and you only killing each other, is stupid as hell. To me. To me. Because there ain't no reason to show that. And then if it was a more in St. Louis as selling dope, who? What's his name? For we can do the history. Or is it just some fake stuff? And then if it is, why do we glorify that? And so we think that's more science. That ain't more science. That ain't how we operate. More science ain't a whole bunch of ex-dope dealers or a whole bunch of niggas out of prison with feds on saying Islam and this our shit on those street stuff, even though that was TV. I'm just saying. And so, but that's how these things get misconstrued. How? Because soon as it came on, they was in the old man house. And what did those brothers say? Oh, we don't abide by no government laws or some stupid stuff. And that's when you get into the context of what these grown criminals talk about expatriate. They be talking about they want to expatriate from the de facto government. Well, how your retardo, fardo self going to expatriate from the de facto government and you don't have no affiliation with no other country, state, etc. You would be a domestic terrorist. Foreign and abroad. Don't you know that? Don't you know this? Anybody telling you to expatriate, you need to smack them in the face. I'm telling you what I know as your brother from love. I ain't gonna tell you something that'll get you in trouble. I'm telling you something that'll save your life. I tried to save so many brothers' lives beforehand. I was only able to save a few, but the few I saved, Allah was like, you done your job. I saved a few. I saved a few. Some of them, they just wanted to try so bad. And I'm like, it's gonna burn. And boom, they got burned. I tried to forewarn them. I said, you're going to have to pay for the things you do as an adult. When we do things as a young person or as a youthful indiscretion or when we don't know, that's fine. But when you act the wisdom and you still trying like fat meat ain't greasy. You still in your city doing some of the most outlandish stuff, that's your problem. That's your problem. And we are connected. That's why I tell people, it's like, hey, you can do as you please. But you can't say it's more science when more science can be easily explained. Anybody that want to know how the temple was set up, anything is available to anyone. And then if you really want to know how the structure, anybody be like, well, she has structure. The only way Moors don't want to deal with what we got going on is because you don't like structure. And that's okay. And I'm not for you. That's fine. That's why brothers still argue on religion. Still today, we diss our own figures in life. When I say brothers, everybody got to stop the cap, because it's a certain levels of brothers in history that have the wisdom. Now, whether if we like them or not, that's on you. That ain't on me to profess. But I'm telling you, it's brothers that was before I, that was greater than I. And when I say greater than I, because the wisdom before me. And so when I'm saying that, it's because I had to come into the wisdom just like they had to come in the wisdom, whatever the time they came in the wisdom. That's what I'm saying. Not belittling myself or putting nobody over me, but everything is a cycle. Understand the wisdom. But what I'm saying is the wisdom that's come from me is greater than I. I just have the pleasure to study the wisdom and get the wisdom and go to academia and cross-reference and have here and then come from other angles. So if these people that have access to these tablets, I'll be able to come in the flesh now and say yes, 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 but. And they'll be like, yeah, especially when it comes to law, especially when it comes to constitution, especially when it comes from not putting your religious perspective in it. It's unmatched. But when I say a lot of wisdom and a lot of tablets, I know where it comes from. A lot of our figures just drew themselves and put themselves in position because a lot of the followers were introduced to the tablets. And what these individuals were able to do is to take the tablets, say if I got all the tablets of this and that, say if I got a lot of ancient tablets, I'll tell you where they come from. Well, it ain't no secret. But anyway, I have all access to the tablets, and I can take all the tablets, gather, compile them, and divinely prepare them, and put them in a certain fashion to where, boom, it'll look like I'm the original. And then I can say, this wisdom was given to me from such, like Zachariah Stitchin did. You know? Not Zachariah, but Aquarian Gospel, Eliseus Levi. When he said at 3 a.m, this came to me, and you wasn't nothing but a transcriber. So you can't get mad for the wisdom, what I know. A transcriber, you just transcribing what you heard. Maybe what you've had access to, etc. But when you try to put yourself in that God essence and don't give respect to the wisdom, where the wisdom comes from, the divine, just like in academia, you give credit to the source. And no matter what level you own, you have to source it in the right perspective depending on the level that you own. See, these is keys, because the wisdom is greater than I. See, I give credit to the wisdom. That's why I say that I have no ego. That's why I can speak freely like this. I say I give credit to the wisdom. You can't get mad at me if I give it to the wisdom to you on a platter. Then you got to remove the ego. You got to accept it. You can't be mad at because I got you there that fast, and boom, I just tell you, I done been through the fire. It's certain key words that you're going to be able to get to be like, well, wait a minute, this, well, whose perspective is this? Aha. Now you can use the wisdom and the information to come up with this. Not a theory, not guess, but off the information that you have, if you're in the right dispensation, you'll be able to come with what? This conclusion. Why? Based off what? The information that you have at that time. Now, saying if you got more information to add value to or correct what you was promulgating, you can say, hey, you were sincere, but you were sincerely wrong. And the information that you had at hand, that's where you were at. So you can say you're building, not destroying. I can rock with that. That's what's being illuminated right here, my brothers and sisters. That's what if your ears should be twinked, I'm coming with wisdom. No ego with me. That's why I say this need to change. Imagine your babies have this, and they say, I don't know about money. And they say, well, she taught me about microeconomics, macroeconomics. And you say, what's that? He say, big money, little money. You say, well, what you mean big money, little money? Break it down. Then they say, Dad, you know about gross and net? Gross and net what? Well, you know we being taxed on our money before we even being taxed. Oh, what you mean? Break this stuff down. Break things down about the different levels of trust funds and why you should have a trust and take your stuff out of a will. Why you shouldn't have people in your contracts, third parties. Why? Because that's litigation. Why all these things? Understanding you don't have to get a marriage license because that's a third party contract. That's a civil suit. And if you're part of your religious organization, y'all can do things in-house. All these things you can have understanding. Why? Because your religious laws trump everything. We should understand this as a religious community. That's why I tell people, we talk about churches. I hear you, but we're supposed to have a religious community. So if it's a religious community, that's a form of culture. It's some things that has to be similar. It's some understanding that has to happen. And that can happen with family, my brothers and sisters. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all and be very gentle as I'm trying to say it, because it's nothing that I'm saying is new. It's nothing new under the sun. Like nothing that I'm saying, I'm not so old like I just came up with something, I'll discover something. Like I've been buried, acting like these fake people after they done bury something, then pulling stuff up, acting like they just discovered something. You just stop digging. Why? Because the further your bleep dug, you keep finding black. See, that's the real signs. You don't want me to go cuckoo, because I can go cuckoo. I can go all the way cuckoo and start showing you why they really stopped digging. Now, and that's a fact. I'm telling you, man. So I really believe it's some work that we need to do. And I think we need to start questioning what was been brought to us. Even my mother, we have conversations when she's been places and when they were young in church, you can't even ask questions. And I welcome all questions on. I welcome questions. I be asking people, do you have any questions? When I go back home and get ready to go back to my city of Flint, I love going to visit my parents. Why? Because I get to sit in the chamber and have these conversations with my parents. I get to have these conversations in academia. And when I come home, I'll be like, Mama, Dad, I said, our people just don't get it. And I'll be like, it's a different world. I said, don't y'all understand? This is worth money. What if we come together? They laughing at us. Whoever you think is powerful, whatever entity that you may think to have power over you is laughing. That's why, because the keys is right here. And if we say coming together, when all my brothers say coming together, and when they say we need to come together, I say, okay, well, how? Come together and do what? Because we got to be okay to put some money behind it. The first thing our people say when we talk about money, they turn like the alligator hands. And I say, why do we do that? Have you been hustled by somebody? Because I ain't been hustled. Have you been hustled? Nope. Have you been hustled? Have my family been hustled? No. So if that's the case, why are we afraid to say, put a couple ducats behind it? Because clearly reading a whole bunch of books ain't going to get it. Clearly religion ain't going to get it if we don't put nothing behind it. And I'm telling everybody that work, we giving our money away to Uncle Sam. Nobody don't be want to have these real conversations. They all be talk about some wisdom and some ancient wisdom and some all this. But I said, but what about the money that we're giving away? We can have all the infrastructures that we talk about ancient. The library that I have, it can be in our infrastructure. The teachers can be there. How will we have this? Off the money we giving Uncle Sam. This is our solutions. How y'all think the prophet had the temples? You had everybody on different financial levels. What? Donating to their religious and charitable contribution of their choice. Getting their taxes in receipt. How? When you file your taxes. Offsetting your taxes. And depending on the city or the state you live in, you have to give a certain amount to offset your taxes. But that can be discussed. That's why I said my mufti on my YouTube page, he know I'm telling the truth. He know a tax lawyer. When I be telling people, I wouldn't discuss with this. That's why I be telling y'all, we watched Sopranos and didn't even catch it. The religious laws trump us. We need to support something for we can have something, for we can own something. We can own all our houses in our religious community and move our people in. I know brothers and sisters that know how to work with their hands, that's contractors, that's electricians, know how to do all that. But what we want to do, we don't want to create a company. We don't want to have a conglomerate. What we want to do, we want that money right now. We ain't seeing a big picture. We ain't seeing all the plight in our neighborhood. We ain't seeing a brother like me that have the skills to know how to bring people together, to bring all, like as a foreman or as a master mason, bring all these people together and say, hey, we can create a what? A real organization under the auspices of this nonprofit organization in the community. We doing community development. So this can be a branch of what? The BBT. What? This form of community development. How can we operate off donations? We can do this in our community. We can show people this like, listen, man, just give me a tax exempt receipt, she. We gonna buy these couple houses. We know these people that can fix them up. We gonna move our people in. How? Right around the building that we just bought. I'm just giving you an analogy. It's about like 5 churches I know in the city of Flint that's for sale right now, under 200,000, with houses, with parsonages right next to it. This is what I'm saying. I know places in St. Louis right now, Mahmoud, that's sitting. They had a big tornado in St. Louis. I know in neighborhoods in St. Louis, it's a whole misnomer black communities that's just gone. Like ghost towns. When I'm saying we can do things. How? With the money we giving Uncle Sam, my brothers and sisters. How? And you can get a tax exempt receipt. That's how. When I be talking to a lot of my friends and they say, oh man, well, we ain't into this tax stuff. I'm like, what is you talking about? This is what I'll be saying, an excuse, but at the same time, we want to collect money. For instance, man, I got a good idea. And say, we the Sopranos per se. And say you sit in the Catholic Church talking, because you know you can talk to the priest and he don't got to say nothing or he don't get in trouble. But a Negro, you don't have lawyer and client confidentiality. But make a long story short, you want to put some money together. And then in your religious organization, you say, why don't y'all just do it through the church? We can have do the donations and we can do community service. These things can go through the church. We're not saying nobody can't get paid, but what? The funds just have to be exhumed. It ain't nothing left over in the pot. So if we're doing this service, yes, we a nonprofit or we a community service, but we are getting paid for our services. It's just nothing extra. We're not banking nothing. It's no bank, in this entity per se, because we're doing community service. So if we get grants from the city and everything, and they want to grant us to do this work, that grant is just for us fulfilling the job. How? If we have to get equipment or blah, 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 and to pay our people XYZ, that grant have to be exhumed. See, how do I know? Because I've been there. And people might be part of these things and all this stuff never been told to you. Why? Because you've been straight up fugazi. I told you, our own people is our worst enemy. Because if you're a member of the church, you tax exempt for the federal government. Religious, charitable, scientific, educational wise. These big facts. What you mean? So that means if you want to do any work in the BBT or you want to do some children's work or you want to do anything for the community, you will be able to operate under the auspices of the tax exempt status of the BBT and be an umbrella of that. Now you can use the tax exempt status. Now you can go solicit. You might solicit some companies and write them letters and get things donated to you, monetary and tangible, if you have that skill. I have the skill. My mom have the skill. They know. My people know I have the skill. I had soccer camps out in Arizona. I had nobody. I did this on my own with one of my young homies I used to mentor. His name Devin Franklin. You can pull him up on Instagram. He got next gen soccer camps now. He big now. He be traveling all over the other countries. He big. I used to mentor him. So I'm telling you what I know. I know what we can do when we doing things the right way. When we say we want to do these things for the community, I know how we can do things. And I said, well, we wrote these companies monetary and tangible. Then they wrote us back. Some of them didn't have money. Some of them donated headbands, Gatorade, etc. Then I ended up getting 100 tickets to go to all the Phoenix Suns home games. I had to stop it. I was getting too many, so I cut it down. Then I just stopped. Because, it was other things that I was doing. But I know how to get things done. And my dad was a community worker. My dad was an executive director of Genesee County. So anything, welfare, land bank, housing, anything that's dealing with that type of stuff, I was homeschooled as well. My mother was an entrepreneur. My mother was a consultant, traveled all over the world making big money. My mother also had her own company in our neighborhood, a daycare right in our neighborhood, hired a lot of the girls in our neighborhood, even myself. I was homeschooled. I was able to see things from like I said, I had my mom and my dad as a young person. We lived in the neighborhood, so what? But I grew up with my mom and my father. I was educated, I was anointed. I just reserved it to myself. And this is what I'm telling my brothers and sisters. I know we can do this. Why? Because I went to the university for this. I see places doing it. And if my family and friends say they love me like we say we love each other, and we say we want to see something for our people, I bet y'all we can do it, and it won't hurt. It won't hurt nobody. We could just be amazed at what we know we can do, and we won't be proving nobody wrong. You'll be like, well, my cousin ain't trying to prove nobody wrong. We just proving ourselves right. What we can do, we can have this for ourselves. We do got our own library. We do got our own clothing store. We do got our own barber shop. We do got our own playground basketball court. We do got our own mentoring. How? Right on our campus. This ours. How? With the money we giving Uncle Sam. I told y'all, 300 family members giving $100 a month. That's $300,000 a year at the least, tax exempt. Don't y'all know with $300,000 we'll buy a building, boom. And now we got money to keep the doors open, keep all the utilities paid for. That's operation costs. Now we can do anything we want to do. Keep it going on. Have teaching, have classes, have martial arts, have all these infrastructures, have all these skills trades, showing these kids how to do real things, having real mentorship, having real school after school activities. In the summertime when the kids out of school, the parents can bring them to us. We train them, we volunteer. We take it in the games. We showing them how to be young men. If fraternities is so good and if masonry is so good, but why we ain't got our junior noble and our junior empresses? Why we ain't bringing them up like that at a young age, letting them know who they are, knowing martial arts, knowing agriculture, knowing the value of a dollar, knowing how to be respectable. You know what I mean? All these things, knowing all these things at a young age, even learning a different language like Latin or Syriac or Hebrew or Arabic that come from those languages, or whatever language, or Sprechen die Deutsch, or German, whatever language that you want to speak. But having these infrastructures where we can support and nobody can come and tell you your curriculum because you won't be financed by them. You won't be financed by the Faith-Based Initiative. The Faith-Based Initiative is the FBI. You know, that's an acronym, meaning you're going to be sponsored by the government, so they have input on what you teach. It's just like in academia. What? They have a thing in academia called the reading list. How I know? Because I'm a graduate. That's how. And so it's the reading list. I call it program learning, with things that they're going to make you read. My people that's told you, a lot of my friends and my muftis, even some of you, your teacher might have made you read or some roots as what? Require reading. Some fake stuff. So, as I close, man, family, hit me up. Support your brother, man. Anything y'all need, come to class. I give y'all honor. I give y'all love. I give y'all truth. I hope y'all stay safe in this dangerous world. For real, especially my city of Flint. I hope y'all stay safe. I really want to say that because this is a mess. With all respect and all love, this is a mess. These are people, the kids that's killing people, I guarantee you the parents know each other. Like, what is going on? When everybody talk about the other man, no, it ain't no other man coming in our community, hanging out late night, being intoxicated or whatever, it might not be intoxicated, and then shooting each other and then come with the same story. Come on, man. Come on. So we have to now, brother have to now start on be like, no, this who doing this? Unless we okay with this, and if this behavior is okay in our community, this behavior can't be okay. When people say these places are dangerous, they're only dangerous when the people make them dangerous. A area can't be dangerous because if you change it to a church or this, is it gonna get shot up? If you change it to a mosque or something, is it gonna get shot up? No, because the people. So don't say that. It's the people. If that same building that they shut down, that them people was hanging out at, that been closed for I don't know how long, if you change that to a mosque, there ain't gonna be nobody getting killed. Why? Because the people. Because the people. Because the people. No, and you can use that analogy everywhere. So what I'm saying, the people need to change. And it's only happening in the ghettos or in the hoods. So what we need to change in our hood? The people. I said we're not each other's enemy. That's my slogan. We are not each other's enemy. 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 We're not each other's enemy. Enemy, brothers and sisters. And until we come to that, especially the Muslim, the Christian, the Moor, the whatever, we should be able to stand. Especially if we brothers should be hitting me up with like, brother, okay, yeah, it's time, she. Because I told brothers when my brother was murdered by Negroes, I said, I don't have the energy for that. But I said, when y'all ready to really to do something, you know how to hit my line. I'm one of the first ones, and I give my life for what I believe in. But if we ain't finna do nothing real and put no paper behind nothing, man, I ain't marching. I don't got time to be marching in no neighborhood. That's a waste of my time. If we ain't finna do nothing to put our paper behind something and change the whole paradigm, when you start seeing young brothers and young sisters with turbans and fez on, when the vibration change, when brothers start understanding who they are, you start seeing them brothers with their fez and their turbans on, they start working out, they start eating right, they start coming to the science, they like, man, bro got something real. They like, bro got something real, like we building something, like we got infrastructure, what? Anything we want, we got this. Man, we gonna get our homes through this, man, we gonna build how? Through the temple. This is the takeover. We don't see this. The law is set up for it to do this. These are the laws. Either you're going to give it to Uncle Sam or you're going to support your religious or charitable contribution of your choice. Think about what I'm saying. And I give you a tax exempt receipt. You don't want to know that? You don't want to support that? Then ask me, tell me what it's all worth. Because I can show you a big church out here called CCV, Christian Church of the Valley. My empress will come out here and show you, man, they got Starbucks, Subway, clothing stores, workout gym. What else they got up in there? They got all type of stuff up in there. In their church. They got about 4 of them out here in Arizona, huge. They got soccer camps, soccer teams, basketball teams, all type. Huge. All free money. All free money from the people, and then they get grants what they don't have to pay back. But it all started with the people. So I don't hate on infrastructure. I'm telling my people, look at the model. My professor said, you got the key. Your family gonna have to understand this because this is a family thing. This is what I be telling my people. Everything starts with a family. I'm a Goodman, but then I make my family with you and I with the internet world. But we can do something, y'all. I'm telling you, somebody, we gotta be okay with somebody in the family having a plan to be like, yep. Because everybody can have a business, but we can have something that can be like, this is what we do. This is what we go to. So once again, man, I give y'all honor. I give y'all love. I give y'all respect. And I thank everyone. Peace. Hey, Brett. Sean. What time the movie start?